That's much better. I am really grateful to be here with y'all this morning as we kick off the Juneteenth in the Rock celebrations that's going to be throughout the month. I'm even more grateful to be a part of a team here at THV 11 that is championing our diverse leaders in Central Arkansas through our continued partnerships with the team here at the Mosaic Templars Cultural Center. Now, I want to offer y'all a little bit of background about me and why Juneteenth is so important and special to me. I come from a very small town in Mississippi. Natchez, Mississippi sits right along the river. So I grew up hearing about Juneteenth, hearing about the holiday, but I didn't really learn the significance behind Juneteenth until I got to college and adulthood, participating in events and festivals, much like what we're doing here. And learning really about the significance of Juneteenth was important for me because I was blessed enough to grow up around so many Black leaders, Black professionals, and I know everybody doesn't have that privilege. So it was nice for me to recognize that even with that lack of a head start we didn't get, because let's face it, 88 years between 1776 and 1865, we still weren't even seen as equals on that day. We still had centuries to go where we were given roadblocks and stumbling blocks, but throughout all of that, Black Americans have continued to be the pioneers, the trailblazers, and overall the blueprint for American culture. And I'm very proud to be a part of that. I'm proud to stand before you as a meteorologist in Arkansas. In fact, the only Black meteorologist in Arkansas, which is an indicator of we've come very far, but we still have a ways to go. So as we celebrate this month, I want us to reflect on not only the celebration, but reflect on the fact that we still have some work to do. Our kids need to know that we have work to do, so making sure they know the history and know the significance is going to give them the keys to continue to move us forward. With that, we are going to get this event started. So we're going to have a little bit more from our drummers before the Arkansas National Guard Youth Challenge will start with the actual flag raising ceremony. After that, I'll be back to give y'all another update. Thank you.
Order, arms, outward, face, access, march, clear, clear, clear.
Okay. So next we are going to have a history of Juneteenth by Miss Lyric Fletcher, followed by a ceremonial tribute by Ryan Davis. After that, I'll be back again to bother y'all a little more and tell you what's next.
Hi, my name is Lyric Fletcher and I'll be sharing the history of the Juneteenth flag. The Juneteenth flag was created in 1997 by the activist Ben Haith and the National Juneteenth Celebration Foundation. The flag symbolizes the end of slavery, the promise of freedom for African Americans. Key elements of the flag include the star. The white star in the center of the flag represents Texas, the Lone Star State, where the last enslaved African Americans were informed of their freedom on June 19, 1865. The star also represents freedom for African Americans in all 50 states. The burst outline. The star is surrounded by a nova or bursting outline, which symbolizes a new beginning for the birth of freedom for African Americans. The arc. The horizontal arc that extends across the width of the flag symbolizes a new horizon, the opportunities and promise that lay ahead for Black Africans. Colors. Red represents the bloodshed and the struggle for freedom. White signifies purity and innocence. Blue represents the African American community and their steadfastness and perseverance. Initially designed in 1997, the flag gained popularity in the early 2000s and has been used in annual ceremonies and celebrations. Its visibility increased significantly after Juneteenth was made a federal holiday in 2021. The Juneteenth flag is a powerful symbol of unity, resilience, and the ongoing fight for civil rights.
Next, we'll have that ceremonial tribute from Ryan Davis.
Listen to these words. Father, I stretch my hand to thee, for no other help I know. I bow before the Creator. I bow in the presence of the ancestors this morning, realizing that as we talk this morning, as we say the names of those who've gone before us, they failed to answer audibly. But the heavens call out, the great cloud of witnesses call out, and we pour this for them, those who've gone on before us, those first celebrants of Juneteenth, who unbeknownst to them, had by some mandate been freed, but were in reality kept in slavery a little longer, but still saw fit to celebrate on that great getting up day. For them we pour this libation. Great Creator, you spared us and you gave us one more chance to pray, one more chance to be together. And before we go further, we want to pause and thank you for us, because we're here today. We ought to look in the mirror, jump back, and pat ourselves on the back. And we pour this libation for those present, those who are fortunate enough to recognize and know the significance of this great Freedom Day. And being great Creator, great Mother, great Father, great universal being, you in whose hands the fates of the whole world rest and lie, we pause and we give thanks for a certain future. God of our weary years, God of our silent tears, thou who hast brought us thus far along the way, but didn't bring us here to stop. We thank you for Lyric Fletcher and for all of the other named and unnamed children to whom we provide a legacy. Thank you for Juneteenth. We pour this libation for them, and the church said amen, and the church said ashe, and the church said thank you kindly, and we're done.
Thank you, Mr. Davis. Next, we're going to have some comments from our elected officials, starting with the mayor of Little Rock, Mr. Frank Scott Jr.
I do apologize for tardiness. A dear family member passed away late last night, and so caused me to be a bit late. I know Director Phillips has already shared words, so I won't be before you long. We know just how much Juneteenth means to not only the city of Little Rock, state of Arkansas now, and these United States of America. And at the end of the day, places like Mosaic Templars are important because we must always share Black history, which is American history. And if we understand Black history and American history, there are certain points that we never want to repeat. And the only way to make certain that we don't repeat it is to make certain that we teach our children our history. And that's what it's about today. Thank you.
Next, we're going to have a word from Mr. Marty Rawl, the Director of Arkansas Heritage.
Thank you, Simone. And thank you all for being here today. It's my honor to stand before you as we come together to kick off Juneteenth month here at the Mosaic Templars Cultural Center. The Heritage Division of the Arkansas Parks, Heritage and Tourism Division of Arkansas plays a vital role in preserving and promoting the rich and diverse history of our state. Through our efforts, we strive to ensure that the stories and contributions of all Arkansans are recognized and honored. The Mosaic Templar Cultural Center stands as a beacon of this commitment. It's a place where history comes alive, where the legacy of African American achievement is celebrated, and where future generations can learn and be inspired. In April of 2020, after a multi-year process, the Mosaic Templars Cultural Center became just the third Black history institution in the South to be accredited by the American Alliance of Museums. This prestigious recognition underscores the center's dedication to preserving and sharing African American history. In 2023, the museum unveiled a new permanent exhibit with hands-on learning, interactive exhibits, and more comprehensive histories. At the Arkansas Department of Parks, Heritage, and Tourism, we're proud of our state's heritage and the $3.5 million investment in the museum's incredible gallery renovation that will ensure these amazing parts of history will continue to be told. Today, as we gather here to celebrate freedom by kicking off our Juneteenth celebration with the flag raising, we acknowledge our commitment to documenting and preserving the struggles, the successes, the traditions, and culture that are the African American story in Arkansas. I want to thank Director Fletcher and the staff of Mosaic Templars Culture Center for their hard work in organizing this month-long celebration of events for Juneteenth. Director Fletcher now has a few words to share. Thank you.
Thank you. Now we're going to have a comment from our director.
Oh, I'm always so moved and touched. If you don't know, I am Key Fletcher, the director here at Mosaic Templars Cultural Center. I'm always so moved and touched as I see the raising of these three flags. These three flags that represent our community, these three flags that represent our culture, these three flags that represent our history. All three are woven together. All three tell the story that is African Americans in Arkansas and for all Arkansans. As I look at these three flags, I'm reminded of the work, I'm reminded of the struggle, but I'm also reminded of the resilience of all Americans. As these three flags fly together, today, the Mosaic Templars Cultural Center is excited to kick off our annual Juneteenth celebration. The raising of the Juneteenth flag holds profound significance for African Americans and our ongoing commitment to equality and justice. The flag raising is significant because it commemorates emancipation, it honors the contributions of African Americans, it symbolizes unity and hope, it educates, provides awareness, and shares the significance of Juneteenth, promotes inclusivity, and reinforces our civil rights and reminds us of the ongoing support for justice for all. This act celebrates freedom, honors the past, and inspires ongoing efforts for a just society. The raising of the Juneteenth flag gives us an opportunity to educate the public about Arkansas's Black history and about the sacrifices and achievements. As the flag waves, it reminds us that all of our history and ancestry is here. Around the country, flags will be flown in homes, in state buildings, in governmental agencies, and schools. As we kick off this time, we are excited about this season of celebration and remembrance. I am honored that the Mosaic Templars Cultural Center, which is a museum under the Department of Arkansas Heritage, under Parks, Heritage, and Tourism, has been supported in its efforts to continue to celebrate Juneteenth for the past 15 years. I want to thank my director for always being supportive of the work that we do here at the museum. I really appreciate it. We invite you to join us for our June 15th Street Festival. This is the flag raising, it is the kickoff, but y'all know we're finna have fun. Y'all know we like to turn up. So we invite you to join us for our June 15th Street Festival, featuring National Grammy Award winning artist LaToya Luckett and Southern Soul sensation Big Rob. Our local host, I think I saw one of our hosts here. Did he leave? I think I saw one of our hosts here this morning. And of course, we can't forget about our local performers that make up the fabric of Arkansas's culture and history. We have our local artists performing outside as well as in our indoor stage. We'll showcase the best of the entrepreneurs of Arkansas with over 130 vendors offering food and crafts and information and more. The day kicks off at 7 a.m. We want you to come out and run or walk. You can walk, you don't have to run. With Olympic gold medalist Jeff Henderson, that starts at 7 a.m. So come on out, have fun with us. Our indoor celebrations kick off at 9 a.m. and then our outdoor main stage kicks off at 11 a.m. Our newly created exhibitions are phenomenal. We opened them in December. If you haven't had a chance, we want you to come and see those, as well as our new exhibit in our temporary gallery, Woven Acquisitions. That actually opens today at 11 a.m. So don't miss our new exhibition. Juneteenth is more than a one-day festival. We are working with community partners, sponsors, and affiliates to host several events around the city and state. For more information on all of these events, please be sure to visit JuneteenthLittleRock.com. And as always, at the top of my list, I want to thank the museum staff. Raise your hand, staff of Mosaic Templars Cultural Center. Can't do this work without them. I also want to acknowledge our other agency staff of Parks, Heritage, and Tourism. Raise your hand if you are here and you work for Parks, Heritage, and Tourism. Thank you so much for your support. Our boards, the Friends of Mosaic Templars Cultural Center, which Ryan Davis is a part of. I think he left. And also our advisory board, he's a part of, left. Our Mosaic Templars Preservation Society, all of our sponsors, partners, and volunteers. I also want to acknowledge our top 15 trailblazers that are in our audience today. Wendell Scales and BK Simmons, thank you all so much for being here in attendance. Top 15 trailblazers are paving the way for history in Arkansas. And then also, again, I want to acknowledge our City Director, Antoine Phillips, and our Mayor, Frank Scott, for being here on this morning. Our Juneteenth celebration will immediately follow with a story time at 10 a.m. inside of our Museum for Children. So again, thank you all so much for coming out today for our official kickoff of Juneteenth and our flag raising ceremony. We hope that you all have an amazing day, and happy Juneteenth, everybody. Thank you.